Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser. He is a member of the House Financial Services Committee and a member of the House Small Business Committee. Congressman, great to see you. Thank you for coming on. I mean, you heard it there. Secretary Noem pulling no punches with her comments about Governor Walz and her name for him. And a recent New York Times article exposing how $1 billion have been stolen from Minnesota taxpayers through various fraud schemes under the governor's watch. And the key here that you heard from the secretary, she said it's more than 50% were fraudulent. The visa applications were fraudulent. How does the governor not know or not aware of this? Or is he, in your mind?
It's not possible for the governor not to be aware of this, Sean. Thanks for having me on. Yeah. I mean, this is an outrageous, historic scandal. Over $1 billion from a relatively small state, but a relatively small state with a huge budget. Minnesota has been so mismanaged, and Walz over his tenure. I mean, these whistleblower reports have been coming in for the last 5 years, primarily into one department. That we're also now finding PPP fraud taking place. So you got over $1 billion, you got over 500 whistleblowers, you got 78 people or so already arrested. We see that the funding has gone overseas, perhaps to various terrorist groups in Somalia. I mean, this is unbelievable. And then you got Walz. It's Tim Walz, who could have been vice president of the United States, by the way. Thank you, American people, for not allowing that to happen. Stating that Minnesota is well run, but attracts criminal elements. I mean, this guy there's something wrong with him, as President Trump said.
Well, even the Washington Post, to your point, which of course tends to be more friendly, are two Democrats than Republicans saying that Walz's political career is crumbling before our very own eyes. I have a quote. It says this: Walz's approval rating in Minnesota as governor is evenly split as of September, but keep in mind, this is a heavily Democratic state. If you're a Minnesota Democrat, do you really want to roll the dice on a not so popular guy going for a rarely pursued third term? If Walz is sweating re-election in what is traditionally one of the safest states for Democrats, maybe it's time to conclude that he was a lousy pick as Harris's running mate and doesn't merit serious consideration by Democrats for their 2028 presidential nomination. You touched on that, but the Washington Post did as well. Talk to us about it.
I'm sorry, you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, let's just go back for a moment. So you have this level of scandal, and regarding what the Washington Post put out, they have a governor who there's no chance $1 billion going to, again, one agency, stating that they weren't fully aware of it taking place. Look, this was maybe he didn't orchestrate it, but he knew it was happening because he didn't want to offend a voting bloc within Minnesota. So indirectly or directly or just ignorance, ignorance is not an allowance of misuse of the laws or of your authority. So, look, this is an unbelievable scandal, and unfortunately, it's in a very blue state, which is not surprising. Many blue states do these same things. In Pennsylvania, for instance, our error rates on SNAP and food programs and welfare and Medicaid are off the charts, the highest there are. They're just allowing the American taxpayer money to be completely wasted, and it's our job here in Washington to straighten this out.
All right. Congressman, final thoughts here on bipartisan legislation which you recently introduced and which was passed by the House, the Investing in All of America Act, which is actually one of 5 bills that is there with the Small Business Committee. Elaborate on this bill, what it seeks to accomplish for maybe the American people that aren't familiar with it.
Well, thanks for asking. This is a very good news story. SBICs are very, very important for small business lending, for equity, for debt. Billions of dollars goes out every year. There's no risk to the taxpayer. We have 11 SBICs, for instance, throughout Pennsylvania. And what this bill allows is a unlimited now availability of loans, which were very limited before, primarily for rural areas, for manufacturing, and for tech development. So it's a home run. It was bipartisan. It makes a lot of sense, and we're very happy to see this. And it will just aid and abet and help accentuate the golden era of manufacturing that President Trump and this administration is all about. And we will we will see come to fruition.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.